Can historical materialism be applied to non-Western societies? Have you ever wondered if a theory developed in Europe can truly explain the histories of societies around the world? Today, we are going to tackle the question of whether historical materialism can be applied to non-Western societies. This theory was created by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in the 19th century. It looks at how economic and material conditions shape societies. According to this theory, the way a society organizes labor and resources influences its social and political structures. Marx believed that history moves forward through class struggles that arise from contradictions in these modes of production. However, applying this theory to non-Western societies is not straightforward. The original ideas were based on the specific historical context of 19th-century European capitalism. Non-Western societies often have different social structures and cultural frameworks that do not fit neatly into Marx's model. One key point to consider is the difference between historical specificity and universality. Marx's ideas reflected the conditions of industrial capitalism in Europe. Critics argue that many non-Western societies were pre-capitalist or organized around different economic relations. For instance, kinship and tribal affiliations play significant roles in these societies, complicating the class dynamics that historical materialism emphasizes. Another important aspect is how material conditions interact with social structures. While historical materialism focuses on economic factors, in many non-Western contexts, cultural and ideological factors can be just as influential. This means that material conditions are important, but they do not tell the whole story. When it comes to class struggle, the specific classes identified by Marx, like the bourgeoisie and proletariat, may not exist in the same way in non-Western societies. Social conflicts might center around ethnic groups or colonial powers versus indigenous populations. This challenges the direct application of historical materialism without some adjustments. Some scholars have taken steps to adapt historical materialism for non-Western societies. They incorporate the effects of colonialism, imperialism, and global capitalism into their analyses. This recognizes that non-Western histories are shaped by both internal economic relations and external forces. From the perspective of European history and philosophy, historical materialism arose as a response to the Industrial Revolution. Its concepts were designed to explain social transformations in Europe. Therefore, applying these ideas to non-Western societies often requires modifications to account for their unique historical experiences. In practical terms, applying historical materialism to non-Western societies means analyzing their specific economic bases and social relations. It involves recognizing that class dynamics may differ and that non-economic factors can also be influential. Additionally, it is essential to acknowledge the impact of European colonialism, which introduced capitalist relations into many non-Western regions. While historical materialism offers a framework for understanding social change through material conditions and class relations, its application to non-Western societies is complex. It often requires thoughtful adaptation to fit different historical and cultural realities.